Welcome to Life and Living. I'm Joanna Gagis. We may not always get the billing we deserve, but New Jersey's theater scene is making a name for itself, even on the national stage. Joining me right now is John McEwen, Executive Director of the New Jersey Theater Alliance. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
We love talking about the arts and what New Jersey is doing because we may not be Broadway, but we are doing things very well right here in our own state, in our own backyards,
That's right.
Talk a bit about the Alliance and what you do and how you support the arts in New Jersey.
Sure. We're 35 years old. We were started back 35 years ago by 5 theaters. So it was Paper Mill Playhouse, and it was the Shakespeare Theater of New Jersey, George Street Playhouse, McCarter Theater, and the whole theater, which was Olympia Dukakis' theater in Montclair, which has been out of business for some time. But those 5 theaters got together and said, what can we do together that's going to help strengthen the theater community here in New Jersey? So of course it was funding. At the time it's all about money, right? So they went to Trenton as a group, and they thought by going together they would be stronger. And that's been really the foundation of the Alliance. We have this collaborative spirit that by working together we're going to be stronger. One theater's success is a success for everybody.
So really taking the competition out of it, although certainly theaters want to do well themselves and thrive, but understanding that in it together we can do a lot more and bring the focus into New Jersey in a more meaningful way.
That's right. And so we provide a wide range of services for our professional nonprofit producing theaters.
Such as?
We provide them a lot of marketing support, audience development. We want to make sure that people are filling those seats, that they know that there's really something there for everybody in our theaters in New Jersey. We'll provide them a lot of technical assistance so that they have the tools, because they are actually businesses. These are not community theaters where people are just doing it for the love of it. These are actual professionals where they have paid staff, paid actors, and we're there to provide them as many tools as they can to make sure that they have successful businesses. And
when you talk about success and when you talk about these being businesses, you know, New Jersey is home to actually 3 Best Regional Theater Tony Award winners, which I find so significant and probably not enough people know. Paper Mill Playhouse in Milburn, as you said, McCarter Theater in Princeton, as you said, and the Crossroads Theater in New Brunswick. So that awareness and that understanding for people here to understand, and maybe even in New York and Philadelphia, to understand that we're doing something really special and that it is, you know, Tony Award winning.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, one of the biggest challenges is that we are sandwiched between New York and Philadelphia. And we want people to know that we have this thriving professional theater community here that really does offer something for everybody. We've got Shakespeare, we've got theaters doing classics, theater for young people, Crossroads Theater that celebrates the African American experience. A lot of new work being developed here in New Jersey.
And I'm sorry, programs for people with disabilities certainly too.
Yes, and that's a big initiative of the New Jersey Theater Alliance, is to be able to make sure that our theaters have the understanding, the tools, and the resources so that they can make their programs available to people of all abilities.
And that's the CAN project, right? The Cultural Access Network project.
Right.
There we go.
Yep, and we've been doing that initiative now for 25 years. We do a lot of peer-to-peer roundtable discussions. We do sensitivity training, so we'll go into theaters and we'll actually train their ushers and their front of house staff so that there's a comfort zone when they meet individuals with disabilities that are coming into their theater. And as you know, there's a lot of turnover with front of house staff, so we do those a couple of times a year. We'll also help them with their ADA plans. New Jersey is unique. We are the only state in the country where our state arts council requires a board-approved Americans with Disabilities Act plan before state funds are released to our theaters.
So understanding the sensitivity for that population.
That's right. Right, and really being able to develop a long-range plan on how you're best going to serve that population.
And there's a program, the Stages Festival, I know is one of your major pushes during the year. And of course, there's a lot of corporate support behind this. We know that Horizon and the Horizon Foundation, PSEG Foundation, Prudential have all gotten behind this. Talk about what it is and how it is really making the arts accessible for everyone across the state.
Right. Well, we really want to make sure that everybody has access to experience the joy of live theater. And you know, there are some communities that may not have a professional theater in their backyard, or there might be an economic barrier or geographic barrier. So we bring theater to all communities throughout our state. We do about 120 events throughout the month of March. So on one weekday or weekend, there's classes going on, there's workshops, there's performances, there's talk back with the artists. Many of our performances might offer a sign-interpreted performance so that somebody who's deaf can actually experience it, or an audio-described performance for somebody who has vision loss. So we really make sure that there's a wide range of choices, and we're in every corner of the state. And some really interesting pieces where our theaters are actually developing specific programming for this festival.
So you mentioned that this comes to areas that may not have a theater. Where do you bring the classes, these talkbacks, these performances, if you're in an area of the state that doesn't have a strong theater?
Well, we do a lot of partnerships with colleges. We'll do performances, classes at senior centers. We've brought some programming to McGuire Air Force Base because those families can't get off the base, so we bring the theater to them. So we look for a lot of non-traditional areas. We actually did something this year in a diner, which was great. So Bob Carr, who is the program director, who curates this program, you know what? New Jersey, theater, diners, it all sings together.
Goes together.
And so we had actors and playwrights all from New Jersey do these little vignettes, if you will, all about plays around a diner, in a diner.
Talk about accessible, right?
It was so much fun, and a lot of people experiencing that piece of theater in their local diner who didn't even, maybe theater was not even in their mindset, got really excited and are starting to ask for that program again. And the owner of the diner was delighted.
That is terrific. In the 1 minute that we have left, you have a partnership with NJPAC, the Stage X program. Quickly tell us what that is.
Yes, the Stage Exchange program allows for 3 theaters to choose 3 playwrights to write an issue, maybe around an issue that's happening in New Jersey. And what NJPAC will do is they will commission those playwrights. They come to the Theater Alliance for guidance in selecting those theaters who select those playwrights. And we do readings of these plays in development at NJPAC with a great talkback. And then those theaters produce a full production of that play that's in development in their following season. Also, the playwrights are part of the teaching artist faculty at NJPAC. So it's this wonderful collaboration, and we're thrilled that we're going to be able to continue that in the future. So this is our 3rd year, and we're going to be doing another year next year. So we're really looking forward to it.
Wonderful opportunity for those playwrights to really get a massive stage. And terrific support from NJPAC. John McEwen, Executive Director of the New Jersey Theater Alliance, keeping the arts well and alive here in New Jersey. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Been a pleasure.
New Jersey's child care centers are grossly underfunded. It costs much more to care for an infant than for an older child, and many New Jersey child care centers don't have the funding they need. This leaves too many New Jersey children without their most basic needs being met, and some at risk of injury or harm. Right from the start, NJ is dedicated to supporting this vulnerable population, children from birth to age 3, because we believe that every child deserves a bright beginning and a healthy future.
Also brought to you by Berkeley College and by Holy Name Medical Center in Teaneck, New Jersey.